So here's why I think it was the right call, the right decision to make CM Punk the final member of the OG bloodline for War Games. So everything in the WWE is very predictable, okay? Anyone could have seen Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns teaming back up again, okay? It's always the same storyline trope when two wrestlers have a fallout, they have beef, there's tension, they hate one another, and then it's years of them, years after having all this hate and all this tension when they broke up in the first place. Years later, they kiss and make up, squash the beef, water's under the bridge, and now they cool again. That storyline is tired out. It's exhausted, and it's overstayed its welcome. Okay? No one wants to see Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns reunite. I'm sorry for any Shield fans out there. It's not interesting. It's not intriguing enough. CM Punk being the fifth member of the OG bloodline, especially with Paul Heyman recruiting CM Punk, who they're very, both of them are very close with one another, it makes all the sense. Okay? Now, from a presentation standpoint, CM Punk with the OG bloodline makes no damn sense. But from a storyline context, it makes a lot of sense. One, CM Punk returned at last year's Survivor Series at the end of the War Games. And guess who was pissed off that he returned? Seth Rollins. Okay? This is where it gets good. This happening with Punk joining the OG bloodline, it happened at the expense of Seth Rollins turning down to fight alongside Roman Reigns. Okay? CM Punk is the guy that Seth Rollins hates a lot. He's teaming up with the guy that he also despises and hates as well. So for Seth Rollins to see two guys that he hates so much teaming up at War Games to fight alongside each other, that is going to set off Rollins. That is going to tear him apart inside. Boy, let me tell you. And the fact that Punk gets his hands on Bronson Reed instead of Rollins, that is going to piss off Seth Rollins. And that's only going to intensify their feud for WrestleMania. That's only adding more gasoline to the fire. So now we have more reason to be pumped for Rollins and Punk for WrestleMania. And now we also have another element of seeing Punk and Reigns, coexist. How are they going to work together? How are they going to coexist? How are they going to get along and be on the same page? That's going to be very interesting to see. And this is Punk's first War Games match. This guy returned last year's Survivor Series, and now this year, he's in War Games. He's in the main event with Roman Reigns, right? At the expense of somebody that had a shot to be in the War Games match but turned it down, all right? The same guy that was pissed off that he returned at Survivor Series last year. I mean, it's kind of fitting. It's kind of fitting at this point. So for Seth Rollins, he hates the fact that the two guys he despises the most in wrestling are teaming up together. I mean, Triple H, got to give him credit for not being predictable. I'm trying to tell you, seeing Seth and Roman reunite would be boring. No one wants to see that happen. It's too predictable. Anyone can telegraph it. Triple H is not booking things for everything to be predictable for the audience. He wants to book things or book an outcome of a feud or a storyline that is less predictable. You don't see it coming. There's more of a shock factor to Punk teaming up with Roman Reigns, okay? And the element of Seth Rollins being so butthurt that he got replaced by a guy who he hates the most in CM Punk. So now, storyline wise, Seth Rollins may now start regretting the fact that he turned down an opportunity to take down the new bloodline, and the fact that he was replaced by a guy who he never wanted back in the company in the first place. So this is why CM Punk being the fifth member of the OG bloodline of War Games makes all the sense in the world. So kudos to Triple H for making things unpredictable.